On November 28, 2025, Eastern Europe awoke not to the usual bustle, but to a world silenced by snow. The first light of dawn revealed a landscape transformed overnight, where once there was the hum of traffic and the chatter of early risers, now there was only a profound, almost eerie quiet. The snow had fallen relentlessly through the night, blanketing every surface, muffling every sound, and creating a sense of stillness that felt both beautiful and unsettling. From Warsaw to Budapest and Bucharest, a historic blizzard had buried cities overnight, erasing the familiar sounds of daily life. The streets, usually alive with movement, were now deserted, their outlines softened by thick drifts. The only evidence of the city's existence was the faint glow of streetlights beneath the snow, casting long shadows across the empty avenues. For many, it was as if time itself had paused, holding its breath beneath the weight of winter. Streets vanished, cars became shapeless mounds, and landmarks like Warsaw's Palace of Culture and Bucharest's Arch of Triumph were shrouded in white. The familiar shapes of the city were rendered unrecognizable, their details erased by the relentless storm. Even the most iconic monuments seemed to shrink beneath the snow, dwarfed by nature's overwhelming force. For residents, it was a surreal sight, one that would be etched in memory for years to come. The Danube in Budapest nearly froze, and the chain bridge looked like an outpost in the Arctic. The riverbanks, usually bustling with life, were now silent and still, transformed into a frozen expanse. The city's heart, so often defined by the flow of water and people, was now locked in a deep freeze, its pulse slowed to a crawl. This was no ordinary snowfall, it was a paralyzing event, halting life for millions. People peered out from behind frosted windows, watching as the world outside became increasingly unrecognizable. Schools and businesses closed their doors, and the routines of daily life were abruptly suspended. For many, the snowstorm brought a mix of wonder and anxiety, as the scale of the disruption became clear. Power lines snapped, airports closed, and trains stopped, isolating both cities and villages. The infrastructure that connected people and places was suddenly rendered useless, leaving communities cut off and vulnerable. Emergency services struggled to respond, hampered by impassable roads and hazardous conditions. The sense of isolation grew with each passing hour as communication and transportation ground to a halt. The awe of the morning quickly turned to concern as the scale of the crisis became clear. What began as a breathtaking winter scene soon revealed its dangers. Food supplies dwindled, heating systems failed, and the most vulnerable faced the greatest risks. Neighbors checked on one another, and communities began to organize, but the enormity of the challenge was undeniable. Forecasts had warned of a major storm, but reality exceeded all predictions. Meteorologists had tracked the system for days, but few could have imagined the sheer volume of snow, or the speed with which it would fall. As the storm intensified, news outlets struggled to keep up, and residents realized they were witnessing a once-in-a-generation event. Snowfall shattered records, with some cities seeing over 50 centimeters, levels unseen in decades. The weight of the snow threatened roofs and trees, and the sheer depth made movement nearly impossible. For many, it was the most snow they had ever seen, a reminder of nature's unpredictability and power. Authorities scrambled to respond, but the snow kept falling, deepening the challenge. Snowplows worked around the clock, but progress was slow, and emergency vehicles often found themselves stuck. Volunteers joined the effort, shoveling paths and delivering supplies to those in need. The sense of urgency grew as the storm showed no signs of letting up. The continent faced a shared ordeal, testing infrastructure and community spirit alike. Across borders and languages, people reached out to help one another, sharing resources and offering shelter. The storm became a test not just of endurance, but of solidarity, a reminder that in the face of nature's fury, humanity's greatest strength is its ability to come together. As the silent morning stretched on, it was clear, the great freeze of November 2025 had arrived. The world outside remained hushed, the snow still falling, and the future uncertain. Yet, in the quiet, there was also resilience, a determination to endure, to adapt, and to face whatever came next. The true test was only just beginning. As the hours passed and the snow continued to fall, communities braced themselves for the days ahead, knowing that survival would depend not just on strength, but on unity and hope. Meteorologists saw the storm coming days in advance. At the European Center for Medium-Range Weather Forecasts, models showed Arctic air plunging south, set to collide with a moisture-laden system. The Finnish Meteorological Institute confirmed a high-pressure block over Scandinavia would funnel cold air into Eastern Europe. Warnings were issued, and Severe Weather Europe translated the science for the public, urging preparation for blizzards and record snow. Despite clear forecasts, the storm's intensity still shocked many. Reading about 50 centimeters of snow is one thing, waking up to it is another. The science was precise, but the lived experience was overwhelming. No model could capture the silence and scale of the storm. What could possibly unleash such an extraordinary blizzard, transforming entire regions into a frozen, snowbound world almost overnight? To understand this rare and powerful event, we have to look far to the north, where the story truly begins. It all started in the Arctic, where the polar vortex, a swirling mass of cold air that usually stays locked around the pole, suddenly weakened. This breakdown allowed frigid, dense air to spill southward, escaping its usual icy prison and setting the stage for chaos further south. At the same time, a powerful blocking high-pressure system settled over Scandinavia. This acted like a wall, trapping the Arctic air and forcing it to plunge directly into Central and Eastern Europe, rather than dispersing harmlessly. As this mass of cold air swept southward, it passed over the relatively warmer waters of the Black Sea. Here, the frigid air picked up huge amounts of moisture, transforming into heavy, moisture-laden clouds, primed for snowfall. This sea-effect snow was especially intense as it reached Romania and Bulgaria. Towns and villages were quickly buried under towering drifts, with some areas seeing more snow in a few days than they usually get in an entire winter. But the snow was only part of the story. Ferocious winds whipped the powdery flakes into blinding whiteouts, making it nearly impossible to see even a few feet ahead. For days, the world outside seemed to vanish into a swirling, icy haze. Roads, railways, and entire neighborhoods disappeared beneath massive drifts. Transportation ground to a halt, and daily life was put on hold as people struggled to dig out from the relentless storm. The combination of Arctic air, trapped by stubborn high pressure, loaded with Black Sea moisture, and driven by fierce, unyielding winds, created a blizzard unlike anything seen in decades. A true meteorological marvel. It was, in every sense, a perfect storm. An extraordinary convergence of forces that left a lasting mark on the landscape and the people who endured it. In the end, nature's raw power was on full display, reminding us of the awe-inspiring and sometimes humbling force of our planet's weather. Warsaw was brought to its knees by the storm. Over 45 centimeters of snow fell in 24 hours, temperatures plunged to -15, and wind chills made it feel even colder. Trams froze, buses stalled, and the airport shut down, stranding thousands. Power outages hit neighborhoods, leaving families to battle the cold indoors. City crews and the army fought to clear main roads, but residential streets remained buried. The mayor declared a state of emergency, urging people to stay home and help neighbors. The blizzard echoed legendary winters of the past, reminding everyone of the city's vulnerability. Warsaw was under siege, from the sky. Bucharest, close to the Black Sea, took the brunt of the storm. 50 centimeters of snow and blizzard winds transformed the city into a frozen maze. Major roads and public transport shut down, and power cuts left tens of thousands in the dark. The government declared a code red alert, closed schools, and called in the military to clear paths and rescue stranded drivers. Cleanup was slow. Snowplows fought a losing battle against relentless drifts. Supermarkets emptied as residents stocked up, and the city fell, eerily silent. The storm was a test of endurance, forcing Bucharest to fight for warmth and normalcy. Life was dictated by the storm's icy grip. The storm's reach was vast, freezing much of Central and Eastern Europe. Budapest saw 30 centimeters of snow, turning hills into postcards but making roads impassable. Trams and flights halted, and the Danube's shipping traffic froze. Bulgaria's cities were buried, rural areas cut off, and energy grids strained. In Croatia, snow split the country, closing highways and paralyzing Zagreb. Emergency crews worked non-stop, but infrastructure buckled under the weight. Across the region, communities banded together, neighbors helping neighbors. The November 2025 storm was a regional crisis, testing resilience on a continental scale. While cities struggled, mountain resorts celebrated. The Carpathians and Balkans received a windfall of powder, opening ski seasons weeks early. Resorts like Zakopane and Bansko saw bookings surge as city dwellers escaped to the slopes. The snow was white gold for the economy, but also brought avalanche risks. Mountain rescue teams issued warnings, and resorts raced to secure ski areas. The same storm was disaster in the city, but a blessing in the mountains. It was a tale of two winters, chaos below, opportunity above. Nature's duality was on full display. One storm, 1,000 stories. Surviving, and even enjoying, a deep freeze takes thoughtful preparation and a little bit of know-how. When the temperature drops and snow starts to fall, it's important to be ready for whatever winter throws your way. Planning ahead can make all the difference between a stressful experience and a safe, memorable one. Start by dressing in layers, a thermal base to keep warmth close, an insulating mid-layer like fleece or wool, and a waterproof shell to block wind and snow. Don't forget warm boots, thick gloves, and a cozy hat. These small details can keep you comfortable for hours outdoors. Scarves and earmuffs add extra protection for your face and ears. If you need to travel, consider using public transportation whenever possible, and always check real-time updates for delays or closures. If you must drive, make sure your car is winter-ready. Pack an emergency kit with blankets, snacks, a flashlight, and a small shovel. Keep your phone charged and let someone know your route and expected arrival time. Pay close attention to official weather warnings and advisories. Sometimes, the safest and smartest choice is to stay home and wait out the storm. Businesses and public spaces may close, so plan ahead for food, water, and any medications you might need. Staying healthy is just as important as staying warm. Drink plenty of water, enjoy hot meals like soup or stew, and be extra careful when walking on icy sidewalks. Move slowly and wear shoes with good traction to avoid slips and falls. If you need to shovel snow, remember it's hard work. Take frequent breaks, use proper lifting techniques, and don't overexert yourself. Listen to your body, and ask for help if you need it. But winter isn't just about challenges, it's also about fun. Enjoy the snow with simple pleasures. Build a snowman, go sledding, or take a peaceful walk in the park with a cup of hot chocolate. These moments can turn a cold day into a cherished memory. You don't need fancy or expensive gear to make the most of winter. Homemade sleds, mismatched mittens, and laughter with friends or family are all you need to create lasting memories. With the right mindset, preparation, and a focus on safety, a snowstorm can become a magical experience rather than just a hardship. Embrace the moment, look out for one another, and discover the beauty and joy that winter can bring, safely. As the snow eased and sunlight returned, cities came alive with the sounds of recovery. Neighbors dug out cars together, shared food, and checked on the vulnerable. Emergency crews worked tirelessly to restore power and clear roads. The storm revealed both the fragility and strength of urban life.